Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. This is Adam Ferns here and the video is my top 10 favourite Pokemon of all time. As of 2019 before Sword and Shield came out, because that's when I made the list. I will say though that the list has changed a lot in 2020. Like the order for a big chunk of it has changed up. And because I can't actually narrow down 800 odd Pokemon down to 10, I decided to do 20 and have 5 honourable mentions. Because I can't actually pick between any of... It's just hard to narrow it down to 10 and then have to talk about only 3 of the ones that were close to being there. So I decided to do my top 20 and then just have 5 honourable mentions. I'm still not happy about it because there's still other Pokemon I like to talk about, but I'm not ranking every Pokemon in the game or my top 100. I'm just doing top 20 and that's it, with 5 honourable mentions. So technically top 25. Please bear in mind this is my opinion though, so your opinion most likely will be greatly different to mine. I'm just doing a last minute adjustment. And with that being said, let's get right into this ranking. Okay, so the honourable mentions, in no particular order, are Salazzle, Gengar, Alakazam, Hydreigon, and Swellow. All of which I had great experiences with. All of the Pokemon here I had great experiences with. The design, especially for Hydreigon, is the most unique and probably my favourite out of those 5. The experiences with Swellow and Alakazam especially were ones which I won't forget about, especially when I Mega Evolved Alakazam to have Speed Boost against the Speed Boosting Pokemon, and using Swellow with Guts is actually really formidable. Salazzle, Toxic Venoshock combination, and Gengar, Mega Gengar is just really strong. Okay, so let's get right into this ranking now with the top 20. 20th place is Scolipede. Now, Scolipede is a bit of a weird Pokemon to me because most early Pokemon you get that's not your starter or regional bird is normally pretty bad. It gets worse if it's a bug type, but Scolipede, along with a couple other Pokemon which are early game, like well, actually, it's going to be one more. Yeah, one more Pokemon I'm going to say here is pretty much early game. Well, technically 2 if you count a remake. But, yeah, Scolipede is a great early game Pokemon, and I've taken it to the Generation 5 League a couple of times. I took it to Gen 6 League a few times. Gen 7... I had to transfer mine through Gen 6. I didn't go through the league with it though, but I'm sure it would be great. I had so many great experiences with it, and it's incredibly fast, and give it Mega Horn, along with its high attack and high speed, it's going to be a fast hitter, which is what I look for in most of my Pokemon. 19th place, we're going to say, well, 19th place is Charizard. Now, Charizard is here for pretty much everything really. Mega Evolution, Gigantamax form, should take out Gen 8 though because exclude the Gigantamax form. Its Mega Evolution is great. It gets so much attention from Nintendo compared to the other Kanto starters, which is a bit unfair to be granted, but it doesn't change the fact that Charizard is pretty damn iconic and pretty damn cool. I had so many great experiences with it, and I lost count of how many Mega Charizards I have on my multiple teams. I think maybe 4 or 5, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I get 2 Charizards every time I complete Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon game, but I haven't done that in a while, so yeah. But I still got a fair amount, and I had great experiences with each one. My favourite is a shiny Charizard, which Reese gave me for... what? I don't know what I gave him, but it was basically a bet for a battle that we had, which was a water type team for me versus a team of legendaries, I think. If he won, he got my shiny Greninja. If I won, I get his only shiny being Charizard. Obviously I won. So don't mess with me. But I think this has to do with the fact he has absolutely no idea what he's doing, and he doesn't actually pay attention to how he battles, because he just plays another game whilst doing it, which annoys me because I wait 90 seconds for a move to be randomly selected, so he doesn't actually play. But he gave it to me though, because if he chooses not to play, then why does he get a shiny? Simple as. 18th place is Metagross. Great experience of it is an iconic Pokemon from Gen 3 and one of the 2 pseudo-legendaries from Gen 3. And the better one, really. Great design, great experiences, great Mega, and the Mega is surprisingly really damn fast. 17th place we have Tyranitar, the pseudo-legendary of Gen 2. Essentially the Godzilla of Pokemon, and it stands by that, doing massive damage and having a great Mega, along with a great ability being Sandstream, boosting the defense of Rock, Steel, and Ground types. Or just Rock and Steel types, I'm not sure. But it also boosts the power of Rock, Steel, and Ground type moves, which is also pretty good. Moving on to... I did something wrong, hold on. Okay. 16th place, we have Bisharp. Now, Bisharp... I never used in a main series game walkthrough because it's available so late game when I have a full team of 6 or at least one dark or one steel type already taken the slot. So because I don't like using redundant types, just lands there. But it doesn't change the fact that it's a great Pokemon, and I had great experiences with it outside the main story. 15th place we have Superior. Now, go to my grass type ranking to find out the entire story why Superior is here. But all I'm going to say is, for one quick summary, contrary. 14th place we have Sceptile. And Sceptile is probably the best grass type starter there is and ever will be. Because it's based off a lizard. I like lizards. It has a great Mega with a questionable ability, but it comes in so much handy when it's in the double battle. And yeah, and it's a really fast attacker, and it's my fastest Pokemon I own, actually. So yeah, moving on. 13th place we have Leavanny. Now, favourite grass type of all time here, and favourite bug type. Was my favourite bug type. I just saw something which I'd done, and yes, it was my favourite bug type. But it got replaced by another bug type because Leavanny wasn't doing as good as it was back in the day when it took down 4 legendaries. Now, as it's in Gen 7, it has admittedly got weaker. But it doesn't change the fact I still love it. Its design is great, and it is that early game bug type I was talking about with Scolipede. Leavanny, what else about you? Yeah, the experience I had with it in Gen 5 will never change. Unfortunately, its predecessors in Gen 7 are not as good. But that's probably just the people I battle with. NPCs, I'm sure that it'll do fine. 12th place, we have Weavile. This one is here for the Platinum playthrough I did, which basically Weavile was the last Pokemon I got on my team, and also the one that took down the Garchomp, Symphius Garchomp. Weavile, along with the other Pokemon I was in that playthrough, being Infernape, Garchomp, Lucario, Staraptor, and I think it was... I can't remember the other one. Lucario, Garchomp, Infernape, Staraptor, Weavile, and... I can't remember what it was. Where did I get it, though? I'm trying to figure out where I got it from and what I called it. Oh, yeah. It was Luxray. Right now, those 6 Pokemon are in my Pokemon Heart Gold game, taking on the rematch gym leaders along with Red and the Elite Four and the champion. They're going to be there until they're level 100, then I'll trade them back to Platinum so I can... no, I'll keep them in Heart Gold, probably, so I can redo Platinum with a new team and then put them against each other, see which one was better. I won't be using the second team now because I have a friend that'll do that. Anyway, moving on. After Weavile, 11th place is Chandelure. Great design, great lure it has with the intrigue, and it's a great type-in along with a beastly special attack. And that special attack saved me a few times in a few battles I had. 10th place we have Haxorus, or Haxorus, I meant. Ultimately, a great dragon type. Not my favourite, but if Iris probably evolved her Axew into Haxorus in the anime, she might have been a better companion for Ash, but no. She remains to be the worst companion for Ash, and Tracy exists, so yeah. 9th place is Volcarona, my new favourite bug type, and very rightfully so. And even though I'm currently getting my ass handed to one from Lucas, I can't really say anything about it because I can't say anything bad about it because at the end of the day, Volcarona is a great Pokemon. Unfortunately, Lucas's has insane speed on his. But the strategy I have for my Volcarona basically guarantees its outspeed on the second turn, at least against any Pokemon. If not, then wasted move. But Focus Sash, Quiver Dance is a great combination, and then have 3 other moves, 2 which are stab and then 1 for coverage. You got a good Pokemon there. 8th place, Drapion. Toxic Spikes, Ice Fang to take care of the ground types, along with Night Slash and Cross Poison. That's probably the best moveset I can do. And if you're not a fan of setup, get rid of Toxic Spikes for Earthquake. There you are. Great experiences with it overall, and probably made even cooler from the anime with Pooled Drapion. 7th place we have Lapras. Now, this one is hands down the best Pokemon design-wise. It looks simplistic, but with the fact it's not meant to look fierce, it's meant to look more on the beauty side. I think it does a great job at it, and even though Milotic is actually based off the beauty side, I think Lapras does it better. I had great experiences with Lapras. It has a great moveset. Unfortunately, its stats do not help it as much as it did in Gen 1. 6th place, we have the America bird, Braviary. Now, what can I say about Braviary? It's a great bird. Its Pokédex entry makes it even cooler with the more amount of scars it gets, the more respect it gets from its own kind. Moveset incredibly diverse, and stats pretty damn good. 5th place, 6th was Braviary. 5th is Staraptor. Now, with this one, it's my favourite regional bird of all time, and I think always will be. Anything negative to say about Staraptor? Not really. It has a good ability, along with not the most diverse moveset, but a good selection. And I need to say this right now, that it is definitely nothing really surprising, but it's going to be the best regional bird of all time to me. No matter what other Pokemon come out, unless it looks like Staraptor and does a better job than Staraptor, then maybe it may be better. But Staraptor will remain to be my favourite regional bird, and obviously with nothing can change that, it's the first Pokemon I ever caught and will be. And it was a good first choice over what could have been a Bidoof. Yeah. 4th place, we have the first Pokemon I ever obtained, which was Infernape. Well, Chimchar, but Infernape is 4th place. Its story arc in the anime is probably the best one of the best ones anyway, and it is the best fire starter in my opinion. And there's Charizard and Blaziken. Emboar, you don't belong here. But I think why I had to put Infernape this high is the nostalgia value of it, and the fact that it is basically Goku from Dragon Ball Z. So, yeah. In the anime, it is essentially Goku. Third place, we have the best pseudo-legendary and the best dragon type, best ground type as well, Garchomp. Garchomp is a hard hitter and a very strong defensive Pokemon on Cynthia's team. On your team is not on my team is not as defensive, but it's still a strong hard hitter that is really fast, and I had great experiences with it. And probably my favorite experience with Garchomp, due to how hilarious it was with a random card battle that me and Lucas had, where I got 2 Garchomps, which he wasn't really happy about because he knew he was going to lose, and obviously I did win. I found it funny though that I got 2 Garchomps in the same drawing, and it must be a sign that Garchomp is a Pokemon that likes me as well as I like it. Moving on, we're down to the top 2, and if you know me well, you know exactly what 2 these are. Unfortunately, with these 2, my opinion's changing them so much because they're both just as good as each other. One is there because of the anime, one is there because of experience I had with it playing the games. And ultimately, I think I need to go down to the fact of which one I would choose to have as a signature Pokemon. If I was in the anime and I got to have one as a signature Pokemon and the other as just a secondary, I think I would choose that one to be my signature. So second place is Greninja. Now, for a long time, Greninja was my favourite Pokemon of all time. I even had a badge saying it is my favourite Pokemon. But due to lack of times I get to use Greninja, in battles anyway, it kind of lost its value to me, but that doesn't mean I don't love it, because it's still a Pokemon of the Year from the past 3 years, and hopefully it'll be Pokemon of the Year this year, or next year, I don't know. But Greninja, great design, great abilities, and great moveset overall. Battle Bond and Protein are by far the best abilities for Greninja. Torrent is the other one, but who wants Torrent? If there's anything I need to say about Greninja, great anime appearance. Depressing that Greninja got let go, but it's Ash, what you gonna do? But at least it got saved from what could have been bad animation, but it got better as it went on. So, but anything else about Greninja? Great experience of it, and I loved it from day one. Actually, no, I didn't love it from day one. That's a lie. When I first saw it, I originally wasn't a fan of it because it looked a bit weird in my opinion. I wasn't a big fan of the tongue scarf thing, but when I saw the other starters, I realised, oh, this is bad. These are bad choices, because they all looked rather bad to me at the time. So for my first playthrough of X and Y, Y, I picked Froakie. I then got it into a Greninja, wasn't happy about its design, but then I grew to appreciate it of how badass it looks and the fact it did quite a lot of damage. I even went on to use a Greninja in my Pokemon Y Nuzlocke, and unfortunately it did meet a untimely end before the 8th gym, but it doesn't change the fact that it did a great job getting me and my team this far, and one of the best teammates that were on that team, and the saddest death actually. But unfortunately, Greninja isn't number 1. If I get more experience, if I get given more time to get to use it in other battles where I get to use the one I want to use along with the team I want to use, then maybe. But at the time being, I had to stick with the one I'm not really fond of using, and with a team I'm not really fond of having. But that's just the rules of That's just the rules of card battles. But I think, if I'm correct... Oh wait, I don't have the cards this time. I think I have a Greninja for this battle, for the next upcoming battle I'm having with Lucas. So that's something to look forward to. Fortunately, I have to use my Battle Bond one, so no shiny for me. Number 1, that means you know, is Lucario. The one I would choose to have as a signature Pokemon if I was in the Pokemon world. Great design, great Mega, great ability, well, debatable. Great moveset, and great stats. Lucario, I had great experiences with all around my entire Pokemon career, starting in Gen 4, where I got it as a little egg from Riley, where I hatched it into Riolu and evolved it into Lucario, where for my first playthrough of Diamond and Pearl, it defeated Cynthia's own Lucario, and not the Garchomp, but I think it took down the Spiritomb and Gastrodon. The other Pokemon that Cynthia had was Roserade and Milotic, and I know Lucario didn't take them down, but it took down her own Lucario, Gastrodon, and Spiritomb, so that's relatively good. Basically, it finished up the game for me. And with that great experience, I caught it early game in Black 2 and White 2, where it went on to destroy Unova and claim Unova with an Iron Spike. And then when X and Y came around, when it was the first Mega I could get my hands on, I went for it and it wrecks Kalos. I then went on to use it in my Platinum playthrough, where Lucario, I believe... I actually can't remember what I named it. Okiniri, I think, which is Japanese for samurai, I think. But that's probably wrong. But Lucario I used for my Platinum playthrough, which destroyed Cynthia again. Didn't get the finishing blow on the Garchomp because that's Weavar's job, because speed. But Lucario is a great Pokemon to have in that game. And I also went on to use it in my Pokemon Y Nuzlocke, where I named it Acero, where it unfortunately met a untimely demise against Wickstrom's Aegislash. No, I didn't lose the Pokemon to Wickstrom. I lost my Aegislash to Seabold's Barbaracle, and the one I took on before it was Drasna. And I lost Acero to Lucario in Drasnaland to probably Noivern's Flamethrower, which pissed me off because I forgot it had Flamethrower. So unfortunately my top 2 Pokemon I lost in that one Nuzlocke. So, but then I finished off my remaining 4, so yeah. Lucario was... I went on to use Lucario in multiple teams in Gen 7, and is either the Mega or the Z-Move user on those teams, and is always one of the strongest Pokemon, and probably the last one I leave standing unless I see it necessary to send it out and save another one. But with that being said, I believe that is all for this time. That was a long ranking, but what can I do when I want to talk about 20 Pokemon? So as of now, Lucario is my favourite Pokemon. It might change later. But with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.